Hello, good morning. You are still muted.
Oh, sorry. Good morning. Hi, dear.
Yes, good morning. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. Thank you. How about you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking me back. Welcome to the IELTS speaking simulation. First of all, my name is Haidir Algigafa Farida. You may call me Haidir, and today I'm going to be your examiner for this simulation. Second of all, would you please let me know your full name?
My name is Anissa Lutfiasari.
And what can I call you?
You can call me Ninis.
All right, Ninis. First thing first, let's begin the first part. Let's talk about home. Ninis, do you live in a house or a flat?
I actually live in a house. I live there with my family, my parents, and my other siblings.
Which one is your favorite room in that house?
I think it's probably my room, my bedroom, because I spend a lot of time in my room, not only for sleeping, but I also work from home. So I spend a lot of time in my room.
Can you describe your room a little bit?
Well, my room is not too big actually, but it is very compact. What I mean is everything I need is there. So it's very convenient for me to spend my time in my room.
Very well. If you could improve one thing in your house, what would it be?
Well, I think my house is quite old, so I think it is time for the renovation, like new paints and some cleaning, I guess.
Sure. Next, let's talk about films. Do you enjoy watching films?
Yeah, I actually do, but unfortunately, I didn't have many opportunities to watch films lately because I'm quite busy with my job. So yeah, I miss watching movies.
Okay. What kinds of films do you like most?
Well, I think I like many genres, but I actually didn't like horror movies. I can't watch any horror movies. Yeah, so other than horror movies, I guess.
Sure. Did you watch much TV as a child?
As a child, actually, no, because my parents didn't allow me to watch TVs too much. So yeah, I don't think so.
Are foreign language films popular in your country?
For me, I think it's quite popular because in my country, Indonesia, I don't think the entertainment shows in the TVs is good. So I think many people are prefer something that is comes from other country.
Sure. Next, that is the end of the first part. Now let's move on to the second part. I want you to prepare a piece of paper and a pencil. In the real task, you're actually given a piece of paper and a pencil and a cue card, but since this is just a practice, so please prepare by yourself.
Yeah, I already have it.
Well done. I'm going to share my slide showing of your cue card. In the second part, I'm going to give you a topic to talk about. You will have 1 minute to make notes, and then you will need to speak for about 2 minutes. I would like you to talk about a holiday you recently had. Can you see my slide already?
Yes.
You should say where you went, who you went with, what you did there, and why you enjoyed it. Don't worry about the time. I'm going to time you anyway. Please start making notes now. I'll let you know when it's time to begin talking. Time is up. Time is up. Please stop writing now. You have 2 minutes to speak about the topic and answer all the questions provided. You may start speaking now.
So I'm going to be talking about a vacation that I recently had, but actually I didn't have any recent holiday. So the latest one I have is, I think it's about 2 years ago, before the pandemic. That's the last time I have a holiday. So I think 2 years. Uh, so 2 years ago, I went to Bangkok, in Thailand. I went there with my mom, and also it's not 100% holiday, because my initial intention to go there is to attend a seminar. It's about something that I really passionate about. It's about design, and in that seminar, I also have an appointment to meet my future professor. So it's also in educational purposes. So I went there to attend seminar for about 2 days, and I also spent the rest of 2 days for holiday and go some interesting places in Bangkok with my mom. And it's quite memorable journey. It's a very enjoyable time, because the first is I can meet new people. You know, it's like working with some it's working in a fun way, because in the seminar I met new colleges and people who have some passion with me. So, and then of course I met my future supervisor, and it's really nice to meet him face to face,
All right.
because
Thank you so much. Time is up. That is the end of our second part, your cue card. Now let's proceed to the last or final part, which is none other than part 3. In the third part, now I would like to talk more about holidays and traveling in general. Ninis. First of all, if you had a chance to travel anywhere, where would you go?
I think I really want to go to Korea. I think it's a very interesting country. I think it's because I'm a big fan of Korean drama, so it seems very fascinating to me. You know, the places, the people, and most and of course the food. So I really want to go there to Korea.
Sure, hopefully one day, yes.
Yeah.
Next, why do you think some people like to travel alone?
I think it must be several reasons, and I'm leaning towards that idea as well, because by traveling alone, it can give you it can give yourself a very personal time, you know, because traveling is something that is quite bothersome sometimes. It When we go with a lot of people, it can give some inconvenience as well, you know, like we have to match our schedule, and then it also sometimes it also be more expensive. Like when we're traveling alone, we can only adjust it to our preferences only.
Well then, do you think travel has changed much over the last few decades?
Yeah, I think it's changes a lot, because from my from what I know, that the air flights fee is also become cheaper now, so many people can go or travel aboard more often. And then if I reflect from my past, it's very it's almost impossible to go abroad. Like it's only an exclusive thing to do. But nowadays, many youngsters do that, like travel abroad.
Well said, Ninis. Next, how does travel change people, you think?
Well, I think one of the things that travels can offers to people is that to give another point of view, so to give some people another perspective. Like for me, person that live and that was born and live in Bandung in my whole life, I feel a kind of like uh to be more inclusive sometimes, because so I need, when I travel, it gives me a lot of new point of view, see new things, how people in other places are live, how they react to something. It's very mind blowing, I guess.
Sure. Last but not least, do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
I think the advantages maybe from the environmental side, because it leads to the rise of emission, like like there are so many transportation modes right now, not only planes, but also trains and cargo ship. It's a good thing, like we can travel more easily, but in environmental side, I think it causes a lot of pollution, so it's not really good as well. I don't know the proper solution for this, but yeah, I think the most striking downside is that the pollution.
Thank you so much for your answers, Ninis. That is the end of our simulation today.
Okay, thank you, Heidi.
What do you think, Ninis?
Well, I'm not happy with some of my answers, especially the part one. I didn't calculate the timing properly, but I think the video that you gave me, it's very helpful. It's really give me an example. Like I always nervous all of the time. So when I saw the video that you gave me, that you can be relaxed and it's not to be that serious. It has to be serious, but it's yeah. I really have some good insight.
I don't know why you're not happy with your answers, but I'm really, really satisfied with your answers.
Oh,
Although,
really?
yes, although we didn't have the pretest, so I cannot really compare, but compared to your practices, this is so awesome. You have been improved so well. Ninis, just for you, you have to know this. I have to upload your lexical resource. There are numerous advanced expressions and uncommon vocabulary here and there. And you also mentioned many various relatable vocabulary related to the topic that has been asked. However, of course, there's a room for improvement. For example, I love your fluency and coherence for the first part. You spoke sufficiently, not too short, not too long. I love it. I think the first feedback that I can give you for now, sebelum besok kita mungkin simulasi yang kedua dan yang terakhir, Ninis mungkin kalau menjawab bisa kasih adjektif lagi. Adjektifnya baru keluar di part 3 dan di part 2. Part 1, I live in a house with my parents and my family. House-nya mungkin kan ini repetitif dari prom soal. Mungkin bisa ditambahin I live in a private house or private property belong to my parents. It's not my own house, it's my parents, but it is not that big, but it's very comfortable because I live with my mom and my dad. Jadi harusnya kalau memang harus terpaksa repetisi dari question prompt masih harus ditambahin namanya adjective descriptions. Terus selain itu Ninis bilang cannot-nya masih can't. Mungkin nggak apa-apa bilang cannot aja karena kan aksen kita bukan British. Jadi kita bilang cannot aja nggak apa-apa. Bedakan quiet yang artinya diam sama quiet agak. Part 2 vacation udah bagus bisa diparaphrase, tapi apakah vacation bisa pakai artikel a vacation? Apakah bisa? Atau ini uncountable vacation-nya? Jadi kalau di uncountable daripada pakai yang belum tentu benar, bisa bilang my vacation, right? Journey keluar, holiday keluar, time keluar di Bangkok. Mungkin satu lagi atau sinonimnya adalah trip. Right? Dan udah pakai past tense, had, when, bagus sekali, tapi masih ada slip error sedikit, masih bilang have dan go. Padahal di awal-awal udah bilang had dan went. It changes a lot. It changes, bukan it's changes, tapi it changes a lot. Tapi kalau mau dipasifkan, it's change. Jadi it has been changed a lot, atau it has changed a lot. Kolega, how do you say kolega in English? Colleagues, yes. It's supposed to be colleagues, bukan colleges. Kalau colleges adalah university. It's colleagues. How do you pronounce Korea in English? Korea. Yes. And luar negeri, sinonimnya overseas.
Abroad?
Yes, abroad, not aboard. Di awal tadi aboard udah error, akhirnya yang kedua baru di self corrected. Really well done. I'm so happy. I'm so satisfied with your current answers. When will you take the official IELTS test, Ninis?
I think I need the result in November, so it may be in October.
In the meantime, please keep practicing because if not, ini bisa hilang.
I think my main struggle is grammar. When I talk, I didn't think about grammar at all because I don't know about grammar. So I think my biggest homework is that.
You can learn the five essential grammars, 12 tenses. Dan 12 tenses itu kalau diubah ke pasif gimana? Yang materi kedua pasif voice, 12 passive voice. Yang pertama 12 tenses, yang kedua 12 passive voice, yang ketiga adalah clausa. 3 clauses, ada adverb clause, noun clause, adjective clause. Yang keempat adalah pengandaian if. 4 tipe conditional sentences, yang keempat. Dan yang terakhir adalah structure kalimat yang nggak cuma simple aja. Ini kurang complex sentences. Harus bisa pakai compound sentences, complex sentences. Gimana? Apa itu? Kan tadi kebanyakan simple dan compound sentences aja dari sini. Mungkin bisa dipelajari lagi structure-nya kompleks itu gimana. Dan ada lagi yang terakhir compound complex sentence. Kalau ini bisa itu, insya Allah itu 5 materi utama grammar yang harus dikuasain dan dipraktekkan. By doing that, I think your gra would be boosted significantly. Alright, thank you so much. You may leave the room.
Thank you, Heidi.
Tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Test, am I audible? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you feeling today?
A little bit nervous. How about you?
Don't be nervous. It's just a simulation. I'm
Okay.
really well. I'm so excited to begin this simulation. Thank you for asking me back. Welcome back, Mas Arif. Today, we're going to be doing a simulation for IELTS speaking test. So imagine it's a real test, yeah? So
Yeah.
you can get the vibe. Welcome to the IELTS speaking test. My name is Haidir Algigafar Farida. You may call me Haidir. And today, I'm going to be your examiner for today's simulation. First thing first, would you please let me know your full name?
My name is Arif Hartanto.
And what can I call you?
You can call me Arif.
All right.
Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, crystal clear. Arif, let's begin the first part by talking about home. Do you live in a house or a flat?
I live in a house. It's not a big house, but it really have all the things I need. So I'm happy in the house.
Okay. And which one is your favorite room in that house?
I believe that I love the living room. It has a big TV and a couch, so we can sit there together with my family.
Sure. Uh, if you could improve one thing in your house, what would it be?
I would say that I could build a garage, so I can put my car in there and put all the things to related to the car in the garage.
Now, let's talk about films. Do you enjoy watching films?
I reckon I enjoy watching films, all the films like in the Netflix or in the cinema. I would love to watch the film.
What kinds of films do you like most?
I prefer to watch action movies. Yeah, because it's really tense and I enjoy the most when the actor and the actors like hit each other and shoot each other. Yeah,
Mhm.
I love it.
Sure. Did you watch much TV as a child?
Uh, I reckon that I'm not really watch TV that much when I was a child because yeah, I have strict parents, so they not allowed me to watch the TV a lot.
Okay. And are foreign language films popular in your country?
Yeah, of course. Like uh, Hollywood movies, it's English movie, so when it comes to the premiere and the first airing in the cinema, the people uh, would queue up uh, long in the cinema.
Mhm. All right, that is the end for the first part. Now let's move on to the second part. In part two, I'm going to give you a topic to talk about. Since this is a simulation, so please prepare your own paper and a pencil or a pen.
Okay.
You will have 1 minute to make notes, and then you will need to speak for 2 minutes. I would like you to talk about a holiday you recently had. Can you see my slide already?
No,
All right, what about now?
yeah.
Mhm. I want you to describe a holiday you recently had. You should say where you went, who you went with, what you did there, and why you enjoyed it. Please start making notes, and I'll let you know when it's time to begin talking. Time is up. Please stop writing now. Arif, you have 2 minutes to speak about the topic and answer all the questions provided. You may start speaking now.
Okay, I'm going to be talking about the vacation that I recently had, and I would say I went to Taman Safari in Bogor. It's a kind of place that you can see animals without the cage. So you can drive your car inside the zoo, and you can interact with the animals, like feeding them and touch them. And I went to the Taman Safari with my family. I have 2 kids and my wife, and I did some animal sighting, and to saw the attraction of dolphin and birds and uh, elephants, and I my family and I also rode the horse and the camels. I really enjoyed the my visit to Saman Safari because uh, this was our first time to go to Taman Safari, and also my kids enjoyed that moment, and it was really fun, and it also my cup of tea to see the animals and interact the animals that close, and hopefully in the near future.
All right, time is up. Thank you so much for your story, Mas Arif. That is the end of the second part. Now let's move on. Let's proceed to the final and last part, which is none other than part 3. In the third part, I would like to talk more about holidays and traveling in general. But before that, if you had a chance to travel anywhere, Arif, where would you go?
I would say I want to go to England or United Kingdom. It's because I'm a football fan, and there are a lot of stadiums in the United Kingdom. So I really want to uh, visit the stadium and watch the match live. For instance, I want to go to Old Trafford. It's in Manchester, uh, and or Anfield stadiums in Liverpool, and that's why, yeah, I want to go there so bad.
Sure. And why do you think some people like to travel alone?
Yeah, when people want to travel on, yeah, they it's because they want to uh, really relieve their stress. They don't want to distract by the other person if they go travel together, so they can go anywhere they want for their plan. So for example, when the people uh, called uh, uh, want to a place name A, and then their friends want to go to place name B. So when people go to travel alone, they can go wherever they want, and that's why people tend to go travel alone.
Well said. Next, do you think travel has changed much over the last few decades?
Uh, yeah, travel changed so much in the last decades. It's because the popularity of internet thing, and people can, for instance, people can book the ticket by themselves, uh, and with their phone, so they should not to go to the travel agent. They can book the ticket by themselves, and they not really need to call other people. So also the information the people can get. So when people in the last decade only read the newspaper, so it's a lot of things that can happen in the last decade with the internet things.
All right. And how does travel change people, you think?
Yeah, travel can change the people, especially in their mind and their way of thinking. It's because when people travel, they will meet new people. They will meet new like habit, and they will learn about it. For example, when we are Indonesians, we go to Singapore, and in Singapore they have so many rules, like no smoking rules, and no like you you have to put the trash on the trash can, and so they will not can like uh, punish you with some fine. And yeah, when people in Indonesia visit Singapore, they will learn a lot about it.
Sure. And last but not least, do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
Excuse me?
Do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
To modern travel, disadvantage of modern travel.
Yes.
I believe that in the modern ways, there are some disadvantages it's because of like I said, the internet things and the social media can change how people think about travels. And for examples, when we don't have much money, but our friends in the social media uh, have uh, have had traveled to many countries, so we uh, we tend to follow them to travel to another country, but we cannot afford that. So yeah, so we borrow money from online or from the bank. So absolutely, it's not a good thing to follow that kind of habit.
Thank you so much for your answers, Mas Arif. That is the end of our simulation today. Applause for you. Mas Arif, what do you think? Are you satisfied with your answers?
I'm satisfied, but there are a lot of things that I can improve,
For example,
like some vocabularies I forgot. Like in the last thing in the Singapore, I want to I want to say jadi orang bisa didenda gitu. Apa ya jadi? Jadi
So people can be fine.
people can be fine. Yes. At the end, I remember. So
They will get fine.
it's fine. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Jadi karena sebenarnya Mas Arif tuh vocabnya sudah ada, udah tahu bahasa Inggris denda itu apa, yaitu fine itu advanced word loh Mas Arif. Itu kalau nggak salah B2 atau C1, denda fine. Tapi karena Mas Arif belum menguasai passive voice, makanya apa-apa diubah menjadi aktif, ya kan? Nah, saat kita mengubah yang harusnya pakai pasif, ubah ke aktif, itu jadinya translating, pauses, jadinya fluency-nya nggak lancar gitu. Nah, that's why I think your homework is to review and remaster the materials regarding passive voice. Jadi yang
Passive
pertama,
voice.
ya mungkin Mas Arif sudah menguasai dan udah pernah belajar 12 tenses, tapi kan itu masih aktif semua. Kalau diubah ke 12 passive voice gimana? That is your homework. I'm going to remind you on our Google Classroom as well, and I'm gonna share some resources so you can have guidance there. But you can search the tutorials and any other resources on your Google and YouTube. Is that all?
Also, my difficulties when it comes to the paper in writing, I can understand, but when I have to speak it, yeah, it's.
Are you referring to the second part?
All the parts.
All the parts.
Like I can understand the passive voice, the tenses, but it only on the paper. Like when I have a questions like in the structure in TOEFL, I can do it. But when it comes to speaks, so
that's why your reading and listening scores are actually good because your attention is not that bad. But when it comes to productive
speaks,
skills, it's something that you are lacking. I think it's just the matter of practices, Mas Arif. Maybe you don't need to watch tutorials or materials anymore. I think you just need more this kind of practices. Maybe taking a group class is not enough. Maybe you need to take a private class. So the tutor can focus on you and immediately, habituate using those kind of materials, right? Let's talk about your performance just now. I'm also satisfied, happy, and proud of your answers. First thing first, vocabulary. Your vocabulary came out really well in this performance, although we didn't have the pre-test. But compared to your practices previously, I think your performance just now was really awesome. You mentioned about garage. Mungkin it's garage, yeah. And I reckon expressions yang seperti itu yang baru keluar saat ini, and that's really good. Walaupun masih ada slips atau grammatical errors here and there, padahal awalnya udah pakai past tense, tapi lama-kelamaan balik lagi ke present tense. It's okay, but I just love your part 2. Your storytelling is good, cuma mungkin paraphrasingnya Mas Arif masih belum memparaphrase soal prompt. I think that is your second homework. Dan contohnya saja seperti enjoy. I really enjoyed this vacation. My kids also enjoyed this. My wife also enjoyed this. Enjoyed diulang 2-3 kali, padahal bisa diganti happy, satisfied, proud. But a piece of cake, sorry, it's not a piece of cake, cup of tea. Well done. And yang paling signifikan, perubahan yang paling signifikan yang saya rasakan dari Mas Arif part 3-nya. Arel, semua Arel, ya. Nggak tahu, mungkin Mas Arif lagi lihat Arel Notes saat ini atau gimana, tapi keluar semua. Apalagi example-nya Mas Arif itu pakai speaking style-nya Mas Arif sendiri, that is really cool. Selalu ada general phenomenon, and that made your speeches longer, right?
Yeah.
And sound academic and formal. I think you have to keep that up. Mungkin yang bisa ditambahkan, I love your first answer and fourth answer, Arel methodnya utuh. Tapi nomor 5 Mas Arif, nomor 5 itu example-nya sangat clear, sangat elaborated, tapi umbrella-nya belum dapat gitu, kayak kan pertanyaan nomor 5 saya tunjukkan lagi ya Mas Arif ya.
Iya, apa ya? Disadvantage of apa?
Atau drawbacks, kan bisa di paraphrase drawbacks ya Mas Arif ya. Nah, mungkin maksudnya Mas Arif itu sebelum masuk ke example yang social media influence, people are influenced by social media and follow everything there. I think the assertion can be like this. Oh, talking about modern travel, I totally agree that the phenomenon of modern travel brings more harm than good. For example, before coming to example, the most compelling reason to support my point of view is that the modern travel, in terms of social media influence, for example, the glorification of modern travel in social media, like such as Instagram, TikTok, and etc., it leads to the consumerism habits, or which means it tend to make people become impulsive. Nah, itu dulu Mas. Menurut saya mungkin, soalnya kan the whole of your examples itu sebenarnya menjelaskan being impulsive, being consumptive, ya kan? I think mendapatkan idea itu. Sebenarnya di-mention sih di link back-nya Mas Arif dengan mengatakan that's why people tend to follow that habit, which is bad, right? But I think that is not enough. You have to mention specific terminologies such as impulsive, consumptive, atau consumerism, karena itu idenya, itu sebenarnya idenya atau reasonnya Mas Arif. Dan terakhir, Mas Arif, nomor 3 mungkin bisa ditambahkan, nggak apa-apa sebutin Traveloka, the existence of apps has changed travel agents. We no longer require travel agents to book tickets because we already have applications and websites such as Traveloka, ticket.com. Those applications are really helpful, blah 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 blah. Dan yang terakhir Mas Arif, transisinya example cuma selalu for example, and for instance. Mungkin bisa ditambahin yang lain, Mas? To illustrate. Atau as an illustration, as an illustration baru sampaikan example-nya Mas Arif, atau to illustrate baru sampaikan Mas Arif. Selain itu, link back-nya Mas Arif, summary selalu atau outcome cuma that's why. Mungkin bisa diganti. That's why itu mungkin untuk part 1, part 3 mungkin bisa divariasikan seperti
in conclusion.
Boleh untuk summary, to conclude, to recapitulate, right? In a nutshell atau in short, boleh.
In a nutshell.
Tapi kalau mau outcome, Mas Arif, link back outcome.
As a result,
atau consequently, accordingly, right? Have you watched the videos that I share with you on our Google Classroom?
IELTS.
Please
Please.
do. Please do, because you'll get these expressions and this vocabulary in the videos that I share in our Google Classroom. I think we can, this one ya. Ada beberapa, contohnya ini. Ada 3 video saja, Mas.
I already watched the
2 Saskia sudah.
Saskia ya.
Dan setelah nonton 2 Saskia ini pasti ada recommended videos lainnya, Mas Arif. Pilih yang band 9 atau band 8 saja, band 7 saja, 789. Banyak Mas Arif IELTS Daily di sini selain Saskia. Dan ini untuk cue card, ini yang belum ya. Please watch this. It will smoothen your second part and the cue card significantly. I think that's all. We'll meet again tomorrow morning for your final simulation. Yes, but please watch these videos first. So there will be significant changes tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
You're
welcome. You may leave the room. Test, am I audible?
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you
Hi
feeling?
there. I'm feeling good. How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking me back.
Yeah.
Welcome to the IELTS speaking simulation. My name is Haidir Algi Gafar Farida. You may call me Haidir, and today I'm gonna be your examiner for this first initial post-test.
All right.
Without further ado, would you please let me know your full name?
Okay, my name is Yukio Rahmandoko, and you can call me just Yukio.
Okay, Yokyo. Let's begin the first part by talking about home. Do you live in a house or a flat?
Well, I live in a house that I rent maybe 3 years ago, and then yeah, I live in the West Bandung actually, and then yeah, I like being here, and then yeah, I really like a lot. I really like it a lot.
Sure. And which one is your favorite room in that house?
Well, my favorite room is definitely bedroom, because I can take a rest after work. So yeah, and then just laying my back and then just take the get a sleep for a while. That's pretty enjoyable for me.
Can you describe it a little bit more regarding your bedroom? How does it look like?
Well, my bedroom is not very large, yeah, but it has just one big mattress, mattress, and then there's also one big cabinet for my clothes, and then but the atmosphere is very good. I can see outside by opening the window, and then the sunlight is also pretty much enough for that room. So yeah, that's
Okay.
also, yeah, that's all.
If you could improve one thing in your house, what would it be?
Well, definitely, I think that is kitchen, because the kitchens for me, it's the worst. Not yeah, that is the worst room in my house, and then I want it to be improved, because the situation is not good, and then there's a lot of dust, and then well there is so many stuff, yeah, kitchen stuff around here and there, and then well, I have to make it well organized for my kitchens.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to talk. Next, let's move on to talk about films. Do you enjoy watching films?
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching a film, but I I don't do it often. So, but once I do, I enjoy it. I enjoy watching some like science fiction, sci-fi movie, and then there's also genre called adventure movie. Yeah, that's what I really enjoyed.
Did you watch much TV as a child?
Yeah, I watch a lot. I watch TV a lot during my childhood age, and then there is a big TV uh, in my in my house, and then every Saturday and every Sunday, every weekend, I from the early morning until 12 until 11 a.m. I watch some, there's also cartoon, if that's called such as Doraemon cartoon from Doraemon. And then there's also, yeah, there's several several child program that I watch during my childhood.
Okay, and are foreign language films popular in your country?
Well, I think it's it's very popular for foreign film in my country, because before but even though our people, I mean, my surrounding people prefers to watch Indonesian local movie, but if the foreign movie has, some kind of subtitles, English subtitles, or any other maybe Korean original movie which has Indonesian subtitles, or yeah, from other language also, I think Indonesian people can, yeah, can understand what what actors speaks during the movie. I mean, yeah, like that.
Sure. That is the end for our first part. Now let's move on to the second part.
Yep.
In part 2, I'm going to give you a topic to talk about. Since this is a simulation, please prepare your own paper and a pencil or a pen. You will have 1 minute to make notes, and then you will need to speak for 2 minutes. I'm going to share my slide showing off your cue card consisting of a topic and 4 questions. I would like you to talk about a holiday you recently had. You should say where you went, who you went with, what you did there, and why you enjoyed it. Please start making notes now, and I'll let you know when it's time to begin talking. All right, time is up. Please stop writing now. Yokyo, you have 2 minutes to speak about the topic and answer all the questions provided. You may start speaking now.
Okay, I'm going to be talking about holiday that I experienced recently. So I went to Sachin City in Korea. Yeah, back in February, last February this year, and then I went with my family, with my wife, my son, and my baby. Went there, and then so we although I just the Sachin city that I talk is a small city actually, but there is so many gardens in the city, so I we went to one particular gardens, and then we even though we were walking around, but we went to the like a farm of beautiful farm around near the garden also, and then there was also a lake, small lake, and then we really enjoyed being there because the atmosphere is very good, and then it was very good, and then the air quality was clear. There was no pollutions, and then the temperature was also the temperature was also not too cold and not too hot for us.
Right.
So
Thumbs
yeah.
up. Thank you so much for your
Yep.
story,
Mm.
Yokyo. That is the end of the second part. Now let's proceed to the final part, which is none other than part 3. In the third part, I would like to talk more about holidays and traveling. First thing first, if you had a chance to travel anywhere, where would you go?
Well, I prefer to go to the UK, I think, and then maybe in Italy. Yeah, in the near future, if I have a chance.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and then the reason is because UK is for me is ideal place to work, and then uh there is so many historical sites in the UK. And then for Italy, I chose Italy because I'm a football fan from one team in Italy. So if I have opportunity to go there, so yeah, I want to go to the stadium, and then experiencing the atmosphere during the football match.
All right. And why do you think some people like to travel alone?
In my opinion, they they want to travel alone because I think they feel better when they're alone, and then they can they can go anywhere wherever they want. And I'll give you for examples. For let's say just for my case, I prefer if I have a chance, if I have to choose going alone or going with my family for holidays. Well, at some situation I prefer going alone because you know, sometimes I want to fresh my mind from the stressful thinking. So well, I think yeah, I think that is the background. Some people wants to travel alone rather than rather than going with her friends or
Mhm.
or families. Yep.
Okay. Do you think travel has changed much over the last few decades?
Yeah. I suppose yeah, the travel has changed so much because you know, the by due to the improvement, the technological improvement, and the technological improvement for of uh, near situation, near current situation. So people can is people, it's easier for people to travel by and to book you know, a tickets, or to book a flight for a holiday, just by sitting at their home, and just you know, selecting uh the travel option by their phone. So yeah, for example, uh you know, in my case, I prefer uh book for the travel using my own phone rather than maybe uh, going outside for purchase a ticket, or maybe purchase a train or for flight with the third party agents. So I think, yeah, uh by technological development, in particular for you know, for tourism, also for tourism. So I think the travel has changed a lot in during yeah, compared to the last decade.
Okay. And how does travel change people, you think?
I suggest travel change people yeah, by its ability to provide cheaper and better service. So for people, I think if they travels a lot, maybe once a week, or yes, several, maybe twice a week, maybe they can spend a lot of their time uh, to refresh their minds, and then so they can go back to work, with a better motivation, better spirit, like that. So I think, yeah, yeah, I'll give you example for myself also. You know, but I rarely go travel once a week, but I sometimes during weekend I go to some place, and then so to recharge my motivation, to recharge my motivation, and then so I can go back to work by in Monday, starting from Monday, with a better motivation to finish my job very well, finish my job in better way than I did previous time. So I think, yeah, travel can change people a lot by its service and by its ability to provide a cheaper cost.
Well said. Last but not least, Mas Yokyo, do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
Oh, so the disadvantage of the travel, maybe I suppose, well, maybe it tends people to spend a lot of money rather than saving for maybe some urgent thing or urgent business maybe. So that's because, you know, if travel uh provides cheaper costs and then, you know, better service, so people may like I said, may have a thinking to go traveling for traveling twice or once a week, rather than saving their money for other things. So yeah, I think that is the disadvantages of the travel, because, you know, the ability to reach customer, so they're by in just in on our phone. So I think, yeah, if prefer cannot control themselves, so they can spend a lot of money rather than saving, I think.
Yes, it's very costly, right?
Yeah, costly.
That is the end of our simulation today, Mas Yokyo. Thank you so much for your answers. Applause.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah.
Mas Yokyo, before you leave the Zoom meeting, some feedback I would like to give you.
Yep.
Number one, have you watched the videos that I already shared with you on our Google Classroom?
Yes. The, you know, for the simulation and the cue card, I watched them all.
Okay, can you see my slide already?
Mm-hmm.
So you have watched the cue cards
All right. Yep.
fully?
Maybe a half.
Yes, please continue, right?
Yep.
And what about these two videos, Saskia's?
Yeah, I watched both until
Fully.
the end fully. Yep. Until the end.
Completely.
Completely. Yep.
Yes. And after you watch these two Saskia's videos, you will be guided to watch other recommended videos in the same YouTube channel.
Yep. Yes.
Daily, IELTS Daily. Mas Yokyo, I want you to watch the similar videos yang dapat band 7, 8, dan 9. Why I'm asking you this? Karena Mas Yokyo walaupun pronunciation-nya udah bagus dan udah lexical resource-nya beberapa udah advance, walaupun grammarnya masih ada sedikit slips atau error sedikit, tapi Mas Yokyo, you tend to speak a bit too long. This is not strategic. Why?
Yep.
Because number one, the time is very limited. Second of all, if you speak too long, you tend to produce more fillers, more pauses, and more silence. For example, in your speeches, in your performance just now, you spoke and then too much.
Mm.
And I noticed so much fillers, silence, and pauses here and there. That's why the most strategic answers that we need to do is to speak not too short, not only one
Long, yeah.
sentence in the first part, but not more than 3
3
sentences.
sentences.
You answered the first question in the first part
Yeah, sir.
with 5 and more sentences. That is too much information and too much, too long. And memang di satu sisi akhirnya more advanced vocabulary keluar. Tapi sebenarnya kita nggak perlu banyak-banyak keluarin C1, C2 vocabulary kita. It's about the representation, the representative of advanced vocabulary. Soalnya kalau nanti Mas Yokyo jawabannya too long, nanti nggak bakal soalnya di part 1 misalnya bakal ada 3 topik. Tadi kan baru home sama films. Saya tidak tanyakan topik ketiga karena sudah waktunya habis. That is really unfortunate. Who knows di topik ketiga itu ternyata topiknya Mas Yokyo yang bakal lebih keluar advance dan expression. So I want you to watch more videos on the YouTube channels that I already share with you, and please compare your answers and with the sample answers there. You will find the way and the template they're talking itu enggak, they do not talk too long. Because the examiner doesn't care anyway regarding our stories or content. They're only paying attention to our slips or errors. So semakin panjang kita produce errors, semakin mereka suka karena semakin banyak catatan. I think that is one feedback and homework for you karena besok kita bakal simulation yang terakhir. Semoga besok pagi Mas Yokyo bisa simplify your answers, but still with advanced vocabulary and ideas.
Right. Yeah.
So
thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yes, I'll see you again tomorrow morning.
I'll see you again tomorrow. Yep.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Hi. Hello, good morning. Hello, can you hear me?
Good morning, Mr. Haidir.
Yes. How are you? Okay, yeah.
How about my connection first?
It's a bit, rocky and croaky. Would you please check your connection first, Mia?
Okay. Wait a minute.
Sure. Take your time. You are still muted.
Okay. Is it okay?
Crystal clear now. It's better. Okay. Welcome to the IELTS simulation. My name is Haidir Algigafa Farida. You may call me Haidir, and today I'm going to be your examiner for today's simulation. First thing first, would you please let me know your full name?
Okay, my name is Titi Rahmiati Putri. Just call me Mia.
All right, Mia, let's begin the first part by talking about home. Do you live in a house or a flat?
I living in a boarding home in Yogyakarta city. So I live in a small room in the boarding home.
Okay, and which one is your favorite room in that dome?
Okay, my favorite, of course, my room and the garden of the boarding home. yeah, my room it's a main space for me, and the garden for me it's a place to refresh daily.
Mhm. Can you describe it more? Your room and your garden, how does it look like?
Okay, my room it's the size for 4 times 3 centimeter, and there a bathroom in the room, and for the garden it has some plants like jasmine, rose, and yeah, some chairs for the residents of the boarding home.
If you could improve one thing in your boarding house, what would it be?
Yeah, I think the vital facilities in the boarding home is parking for motorcycle and car, because I think it's very small, so very small. Beside that, we are the number of the resident of the boarding home are 20, so I think we need more space for parking car and motorcycle.
Okay, sure. Next, let's talk about films. Mia, do you
Yes.
enjoy watching films?
Sorry.
Do you enjoy watching films?
Yes, I'm very enjoying for some films like the genre law and medicine.
Why is that so? What genre
Um,
is
for the topic of movie about law, because my major is law, so and I'm an academic in faculty of law, so the movies about law I love. And for the medicine, because I love medicine world, even though I'm not a doctor, but I don't like I just like how to the doctor operate someone, so that's interesting for me.
Did you watch much TV as a child?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Sure. I asked, did you watch much TV as a child?
uh yeah, 50-50, I think. Yeah, 50-50. I love read I when I was in child, I loved reading, and I loved watching movie. Once in a blue moon I watch movies. Maybe my parents uh gave me a green light for watching just in a weekend. So just in a weekend, and the rest of the days were reading time or learning time.
And are foreign language films popular in your country?
Uh, yeah. I was I remembered the most popular were Doraemon and Shin-chan and Sailor Moon. That's a cartoon for a popular cartoon in my childhood.
Okay. That is the end of our first part. Now let's move on to the next part, part 2. In the second part, I'm going to give you a topic to talk about. Since
Okay.
this is a simulation, please prepare your own paper and a pencil or a pen. You will have 1 minute to make notes, and then you will need to speak for about 2 minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to share my slide showing your cue card consisting of a topic and 4 questions. I want you to describe a holiday you recently had.
Okay.
You should say where you went, who you went with, what you did there, and why you enjoyed it. Please start making notes now, and I'll let you know when it's time to begin talking.
Okay.
All right, time is up. Please stop writing now.
Okay.
Have 2 minutes to speak about the topic and answer all the questions provided. You may start speaking now.
Okay. I'm going to tell you about my holiday recently. I went to a beach. The beach. The name of the beach is Parangtritis Beach. It's a popular beach of the special region of Yogyakarta, and I went there with my close friends and my family. There were my parents, my sister, and my brothers. I did over there. I did swimming. And I ate some seafood like fish from the beach, and I was very enjoyed because it's very because I like to hear voice of the water of the water sea, and I like to I like to see the color of the blue color of the water sea, and the the vital parts of my holiday was I came together with my close friends and my lovely family.
Okay. Thank you so much for your story, Mia. That is the end of our second part, or the cue card. Next, let's proceed to the final part, which is none other than part 3.
Mm.
In the third part, I would like to talk more about holidays and traveling. First of all, if you had a chance to travel anywhere, where would you go?
Another country, of course. I love traveling. I want to see culture and outstanding facilities in other countries like in America and Japan. Japan is my first time if I have a chance to go there, because Japan has has outstanding technology like robot, and also Japan has seafood, and yes, that's tasty seafood.
Why do you think some people like to travel alone?
I think it's no problem because it depends on the person. Personally, I love traveling alone. Yeah, maybe sometimes with my parents, but if we go somewhere alone, we cannot relate it to other people, so we up to me to go there.
Okay. Do you think travel has changed much over the last few decades?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure. Do you think travel has changed much over the last few decades?
That's a little bit difficult for me, a difficult question for me. Actually, I don't know exactly about that. But in my country, yes, some some places have changed. Like special region of Yogyakarta, there are many water park here. Some years ago, about 10 years ago, just one water park, as far as I know. So that's it.
Okay. Next, how does travel change people, you think?
Yeah. How's sorry, you can repeat the question.
Sure. How does travel change people, in your opinion?
In my opinion, travel can change people, because traveling is a important thing for someone who has a depression, or maybe for someone who has many activities in the office. So traveling traveling maybe in the weekend, people can go anything, can go anything, like a beach, or a mountain, to refresh energy.
Sure. Last but not least, Mia, do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
I think there are some advantages for travel. Disadvantages. Oh yeah, sorry. Disadvantages for travel. Maybe the negative impact for the place. I think for impact for the place, like when a place in a place where many people there, it can destroy the place, many leftover food. So people can throw literally anywhere. And another disadvantages is maybe the place, the holiday place is not popular than before, I think.
All right. Thank you so much for your answers, Mia. That is the end of our simulation today. Applause for you.
I forget to implement RL for the third part.
Yes, I know. It's okay. I think your biggest homework for now, Mia, karena besok kita simulasi terakhir, please review the RL method, because your part 3, it's a bit concerning. Untuk part 1, Mia, udah cukup bagus part 1-nya Mia, karena part 1 itu kan masih small talk, right? It's about casual conversation, informal dialogue. Nah, kalau part 1 menurut, for me personally, I don't think you have any problems with that. Maybe some mispronunciation seperti refresh, harusnya refresh.
Oh iya, refresh.
Yes,
Okay.
itu bukan S biasa, refresh.
Oh,
Dan keluar banget tadi 1-2 advanced vocabulary seperti vital facilities, vital ya, V. Bedakan V
vital.
dengan
Oh ya,
S.
vital.
Vital facilities itu bagus sekali. Grammar errornya masih banyak, Mia. Contohnya it's has,
Oh,
harusnya
it has.
has, right? Dan small space, ada 20 orang, there are 20
Oh,
residents, but the space is small. Mungkin bukan small ya, tapi limited.
oh iya, limited.
Okay? Dan genre, how do you pronounce
Ya,
genre?
agak susah, saya juga lupa. Genre, gimana?
Genre
Oh, genre. Ya.
without S.
Oh ya, genre.
My favorite genre is law and medicine. So as long as the movies are related to those topics, law and medicine, I'm going to love it. I'm going to love the movie or the film. Okay?
Okay.
Dan ada grammar error lagi yang aku dapat, sebenarnya masih banyak, tapi bisa dinonton ulang nanti recordingnya Mia, biar bisa dievaluasi sendiri. Contohnya kayak when I was in child, ketika aku di dalam anak-anak, bahasa Indonesianya kan mungkin maksudnya
Childhood ya?
a child.
Oh ya, oh child. Oke.
When I was a child, ketika aku masih anak-anak, atau when I was in my childhood. Okay. Dan tapi ada satu keluar idiom bagus, once in a blue moon. Well done. I applaud and salute you for that. Then I remembered self corrections. That is so good, Mia. Mending di self corrected daripada dibiarkan error. Right? That is so cool. Jadi part 1 menurut aku itu kelebihan kamu, Mia. Nggak kepanjangan jawabnya, tapi nggak kependekan juga, secukupnya. Soalnya kalau Mia nonton punyanya Yokyo sebelum ini, Yokyo itu tend to talk too much, too long, dan itu nggak strategik karena kalau terlalu panjang nanti waktunya habis. Soalnya per kandidat cuma 14-15 menit maksimal. Jadi kita jawab secukupnya biar kita dapat semua list pertanyaannya. Soalnya kalau kita jawab terlalu panjang, terlalu lama, nanti kita nggak dapat pertanyaan sisanya.
Oh iya.
Waktunya habis. So that's why we have to be strategic.
Oke.
Dan part 2 sebenarnya juga bagus, Mia, tapi belum memparaphrase from cue card-nya.
Oh.
Ya, jadi misalnya holiday. How do you paraphrase holiday, Mia?
Oh iya. Holiday. Day off.
Boleh day off, trip, vacation,
Oh iya, trip vacation.
journey, right? Boleh. Recently.
Recently, nowadays.
Yes, atau currently.
Oh ya, currently.
The last time boleh juga.
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay, that's why it's my job to remind you. But not least, you still had 15 to 20 seconds left.
Oh, 15?
Ya, belum 2 menit tadi, masih sisa 15-20 detik. Nah, itu bisa dipakai buat apa?
Idiom. Dan saya give idiom. Tapi saya nggak tahu idiomnya apa.
Kira-kira idiomnya apa coba? Traveling is my cup of tea.
Iya. Nggak keinget.
Taking a holiday is a must for me. It's my cup of tea. I cannot live without a holiday, or I cannot live without a day off.
Yeah,
I would be so stressful. I would be depressed. I would be suicidal, for example, if you want to go hyperbolic. But anyway, dan
tapi gimana? Mohon maaf, gimana kita tahu sebenarnya waktu kita itu udah cukup atau enggak? Oh, biasanya kalau udah lebih akan diberhentikan langsung ya?
Diberhentikan daripada follow. Nanti kalau nggak diberhentikan paling di follow up questions.
Jadi mending ngomong terus ya sampai diberhentikan ya?
Iya, biar kalau mau mensiasati ini mungkin Mia keskip ya. Jadi ada metode terakhir kalau masih sisa 15 detik, kalau sudah keluar, udah menjawab semua, udah idiom udah keluar, tapi kok masih ada 15 detik, bisa ngomong apa? Future, hope. Masih ingat?
Iya, future hope. Selain idiom itu ya.
In the future, can you give me the example of the future hope method?
I will go traveling often gitu. Saya akan lebih sering traveling.
You can say, hopefully in the future, I could take more traveling. I could go abroad. I could travel abroad or overseas. Hopefully in the United Kingdom or in the United States. That is my bucket list. Hopefully one day, cross fingers. You can say that kind of wishes, those kind of wishes. Okay?
Oke. Mau tanya, kalau misalkan biasanya yang computer based test itu kan ada juga speakingnya, kan dia juga lewat apa screen ini. Terkait dengan kalau tadi saya tuh minta repeat karena suaranya Mr. Haidir tuh kayak tenggelam kayak gitu loh. Nah itu bakal mengurangi nggak ketika kita minta mengulang, nanti dikira, kecuali yang kedua memang saya minta memang ini ya, minta diulang, nggak ngerti kayak gitu. Nah itu akan mengurangi nggak yang kalau misalkan ada bad connection seperti itu?
No.
Nah, taunya gimana ya?
Malah you are encouraged to ask clarification if you don't get the questions. Jadi mending clarify daripada maksa menjawab tapi tidak koheren. Jadi mending nggak apa-apa nanya aja, klarifikasi boleh. Tapi nanyanya harus yang polite, seformal dan seakademik mungkin. Tadi kalau Mia cuma bilang sorry, padahal bisa dibuat akademik seperti my apologies sir. Kalau cewek, my apologies ma'am. Would you mind? Would you please repeat that? Would you please repeat that? Boleh gitu. What did you say? What do you mean by? What do you mean by? But what do you mean by that? Boleh. Jadi boleh. I'm sorry, ma'am. Pardon me, sir. Would you mind explaining that definition, please? What do you mean by? Tadi kita part 3 dapat apa yang susah ya? Modern travel.
Iya, itu yang susah. Kayak 2 yang terakhir tuh susah kalau menurut saya.
My apologies, ma'am. Would you mind explaining the word modern travel? What do you mean by modern travel? Nanti examinernya bakal kasih definisinya, baru kita bisa menjawab. Ini juga strategi untuk kita ngulur-ngulur waktu biar berpikir jawabannya apa. Which I did in my real test. Last year, I was asked about, Haidir, do you think all buildings and infrastructure require natural light? I actually knew what that word means, tapi I didn't know my answer. I didn't know how to answer that question. That's why I needed to take some time by asking clarifications. I asked, I'm sorry, ma'am, what do you mean by natural light? And the examiner replied, natural light means the light from the sun. I see. And then I continued my answer. Okay? Nanti aku akan share link post-test kita, simulasi yang pertama, biar Mia bisa meng-compare jawaban Mia.
Terakhir mau tanya, kalau di apa yang official itu kita boleh lihat jawaban yang kita tulis nggak?
Are you referring to the second part?
Iya, mohon maaf, yang untuk second part. Kita boleh lihat. Oh, boleh. Jadi nggak harus menatap terus ke layarnya kayak gitu. Sesekali kita boleh lihat yang kita catat nggak?
Yes, that is the purpose of that note. Yes, you are allowed to take a look at your notes. That's why you took notes, right? To give you some ideas, to remind you your answers, your points. So it's okay. It's justified. Mia, please check our Google Classroom. Have you watched the 3 videos I sent you? Have
Yeah.
you? Have you or you haven't? To be honest.
I haven't. Except yang
Untuk yang cue card,
yang
tolong
cue card, yang cue card belum sih.
please watch this 31 minutes. I know it's very long, but after watching this, you will get very much helpful expressions and vocabulary.
Oke.
And Saskia, dua-duanya sudah? Kalau belum, please
Ini hanya yang band 9 aja.
please watch dua-duanya, karena setelah nonton dua-duanya nanti direkomendasiin. Ini kan YouTube channelnya namanya IELTS Daily. Ada lagi video lain yang band 7, band 8, band 9 worth watching for you. Okay? So you can get the vibe and everything else. Thank you so much, Mia. I'll see you again tomorrow morning for the final simulation. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Test. Am I audible?
Yes.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great and I'm ready.
Cool. Welcome to the IELTS speaking simulation. My name is Haidir Algigafa Farida. You may call me Haidir. And today I'm going to be your examiner for today's initial simulation or post-test. First thing first, would you please let me know your full name?
My name is Mei Sangyanti, but you can call me Mei.
All right, May. Let's begin our first part by talking about home. Do you live in a house or a flat?
Right now I'm living in a house, resident house, and it's for me, my house is quite big for my nuclear family.
And which one is your favorite room in that house?
I think it's my room because I do everything in my room, and sometimes it's relieve me a little bit when I have a trouble at work, such as like I like to close my door and maybe I need to solve with myself alone.
Can you describe your room a little bit? How does it look like, your bedroom?
I think my room has 3x3 size, or maybe a little bit bigger. It's very cozy, and my room has a very bright full wallpaper. Like you can see behind me, and I have a lot of furniture here, such as a table for study. I have I'm sorry. I have a cupboard, and not cupboard. I have a dresser and a little fun.
All right. And if you could improve one thing in your house, what would it be?
Maybe I wish I could add air conditioner because my room a little bit hot when the drought time coming, especially in this month.
All right. Next, let's talk about films. Do you enjoy watching films?
Yes, I always have a time to watching film. I think I do it daily.
What kinds of films do you like most?
Random, but mostly it's a Western film. I like the film with the genre such as science, fiction like Marvel series, Harry Potter, and many more.
Did you watch much TV as a child?
During my childhood, yeah. Yes, but I think it's occasionally, yeah. Every weekend, on Sundays, I watch Doraemon, and after Doraemon, the TV offer many cartoons series.
And are foreign language films popular in your country?
Yes, it does. Doraemon and maybe Chibi Maruko was famous when my childhood time. I think every person which in same generation with me, they knew well the Doraemon and other cartoon.
Well said. That is the end of our first part of your first part. Now let's move on to the second part.
Okay.
In part 2, I'm going to give you a topic to talk about. Since this is a simulation, so please prepare your own piece of paper and a pencil or a pen. You will have 1 minute to make notes, and then you will need to speak for about 2 minutes. I'm going to share my slide, showing you your cue card, consisting of a topic and 4 questions. Can you see my slide already? My
Not
screen.
yet. Oh
What?
yeah.
Is it visible?
Yes.
I want you to describe a holiday you recently had. You should say where you went, who you went with, what you did there, and why you enjoyed it. Please start making notes. I'll let you know when it's time to begin talking. All right, time is up. Please stop writing now. May, you have 2 minutes to speak about the topic and answer all the questions provided. You may start speaking now.
I'm going to be talking about my latest vacations. My latest vacation, I went to Samarinda around this March on this year, and I go there because I have some event. They have a pharmacy seminar there. Actually, I go alone. I went alone to Samarinda, and besides, I think to visit my sister because she studied there. After visiting my sister, I attend the seminar, and we we meet up with my old friends or colleagues, and they have the seminar invites a very famous speaker. It's a Telegram, but the other side, he is a pharmacist too. So it's very inspiring me to attend his seminar. After that seminar, we went to some party with my friends. We ate together, watching a movie and talking about many things. I really enjoyed this vacation because it's really refreshed myself, especially from the heavy work I have before.
Time is up. Thank you so much for the story, May. That is the end of your second part. Now let's move on. Let's proceed to the last part, which is the final part, none other than part 3. In the third part, I would like to talk more about holidays and traveling. First thing first, if you had a chance to travel anywhere, where would you go?
I'm sorry, could you repeat again?
Sure. May, if you had a chance to travel anywhere, where would you go?
I have a lot of many destinations in my mind. Yeah, but I would love to have travel to many cities in Indonesia because Indonesia is quite famous with the destination such as Raja Ampat. Maybe I would love to. Maybe sometimes if I could have a chance, I would saving money to go there. Raja Ampat has many destination tourism. They have like a very beautiful ocean, and they have many maybe like banana boats and many extreme extreme play.
Okay.
Extreme game.
Sure. And why do you think some people like to travel alone?
I think many people have a lot of things in their life already, so they sometimes need a me time. I mean, a me time that they need to be away from work or job or maybe romantic problems. Yeah.
Sure. And do you think travel has changed much over the last few decades?
Yes, it is, especially since the COVID-19 struck the world. Yeah, and in this year, Indonesia, uh, one of the countries that started often their borders, so they have less from. They have reduced the trade rules from the previous when we have COVID-19. So it has changed. It changed a lot, and I believe that this year there's so many tourists in maybe for example is Bali.
How does travel change people, you think?
Travel or could change our mindset about the other people or citizen that who live in other countries, such as maybe if we visit Japan, we could learn from their culture and tradition that they are a very disciplined person. So maybe we could compare it with our lifestyle in Indonesia, such as in Indonesia, we always like to let when we have a meeting, we always coming late. While in Japan, they always come on time. I think it's real. It could be a good side for us to study more about the others' life.
Mhm. Last but not least, May, do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
Maybe some tourists or people or from the international area could bring a bad impact, such as like they didn't follow our culture. Maybe they bring a very bad influence, such maybe in Indonesia we have a Farah case that time that someone, a tourist who live in Indonesia maybe about 3 months, he didn't want to pay the accommodations, and it goes viral because he angry and shot at the owners. So I afraid it could be a bad behavior and bad influence for the tourists. So maybe they could do that same thing in Indonesia.
All right. Thank you so much for your answers, May. Applause, big applause for you. Well, what do you think about your performance just now, May? Are you satisfied? Are you happy? Are you proud of your own answers?
Sorry, for part 1 and part 2, I feel more proud. But for the part 3, I think a little bit worried.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you've actually got the good ideas for your oral method for your third part. You mentioned about bad influence for number 5. I'm just gonna share my slide for you so you can have a look at the sample answer. You've got great ideas. How does travel change people? Lifestyle comparisons. That is your ideas, right? Really nice. And change much over the last few decades. What did you say? Yes.
Yes. After COVID, so
After
they reduced the trip rules.
more regulations. It's very logical. It's very, your ideas are actually very relevant and logical. And also, I like the way you open your answer for number 2. Why do you think some people like to travel alone? People have a lot in their plate ya, biar jadi idiom. Bukan in their life, tapi people have a lot in their plate. Maksudnya they are very busy, they are very hustle-bustle, hectic, whatever. That's why they need me time. Traveling alone gives them a sense of exploration and adventure, which is very satisfying and can be a source of happiness or self-satisfaction for them to recharge, to refresh, and to relieve their stressness, depression, or whatever burdens they might have from their work. Gitu. Tapi masalahnya, Mei, ini cuma tinggal masalah structures aja, Mei. Padahal ideasnya udah sangat bagus menurut aku, personally. Dan kalau boleh feedback lagi untuk part 3, jawab pertanyaan nomor 1 ini cuma basa-basi ya, Mei. Kan kita kan sudah sepakat, kita udah tahu, we both know that part 3 it's not about us anymore. It's not about you anymore. It's about general topics, it's analytical and critical questions. It's gonna be abstract questions, heavy questions. Jadi kalau ditanya masih tentang kita, itu sebenarnya cuma basa-basi aja. Jadi jawabnya seperlunya aja kayak part 1 nggak perlu panjang-panjang. Tapi kalau sudah pertanyaan general seperti nomor 2, 3, 4, dan 5, ini baru kita harus pakai oral method. So your homework, May, sebelum kita besok simulasi terakhir, please review oral method, practice them, implement them, karena structures-nya May masih sedikit scattered. Tapi ideas-nya udah bagus. Reason-nya udah bagus. Tinggal dimulai dengan assertion, example-nya tinggal transisinya lagi, dan jangan lupa link back outcome atau result dan atau summary. May, have you watched the 3 videos I sent you on our Google Classroom?
Actually, for the cue card, not yet.
So please watch the cue card karena you'll get something new here, May.
Okay.
Walaupun I know it's a bit long, have an hour, but I think it's very advantageous for you. Nini's already proved it, May. You can watch Nini's video in the first recording. Her performance was really improving and satisfying. You have to, and she told me because of this video. So please watch this video. Dan walaupun sudah nonton videonya Saskia, tolong dibuka lagi. Ini YouTube channelnya adalah IELTS Daily. Silahkan bisa ditonton yang band 7, 8, dan 9. So you can know the vibe, the different vibes between among part 1, part 2, and part 3. And you're going to learn expressions, templates, and useful vocabulary, fluency features, coherence features, pronunciation features, and grammar, right? Not only from Saskia. Jadi besok bisa lebih improve significantly. Last but not least, May, how do you pronounce genre in English?
General.
Yeah, it's genre. Dan you have to
Genre.
What about nomor 3?
3.
Pohon.
3.
So kalau nomor 3 adalah tree. Your tongue must be in between your teeth.
3.
Yes, kalau pohon tree, medok biasa.
Okay.
Dan ini berlaku juga sama how do you pronounce berpikir? Think, T-nya sama kayak nomor 3, 3, think. Kalau barang, think, medok.
Think. Yeah.
On this year or in this year?
It should be in this year.
Yes, in this year. You said on this year. It's supposed to be in this year. I go there, I attend blah blah blah, I meet up. They have, harusnya past tense semua. Ini part 2 ya. Jadinya harusnya I went there alone. I attended my pharmacy seminar. Attended. I met up with my friends, catching up some gossips, whatever, and we had a lunch together. Tapi sebenarnya past tense-nya May sudah benar di kata kerja yang lain kayak we ate, we watched, we enjoyed. Tapi some others masih pakai present tense. So I think the consistency of your past tense must be, you have to be mindful of this. Dan kenapa harus? Oh sorry. I was expecting for you to mention specific terminologies from your pharmacy seminar. What you did there. Maybe you can elaborate and talk about what you learned from the pharmacy seminar. It's okay to bring up the specific terminologies in pharmacy, since you are a pharmacist, I assume, right? For example, I don't know, you can bring up, so from that pharmacy seminar, what I learned, we talk a lot, we discuss the matter or the issue regarding medication on blah blah blah. Pakai terminologinya farmasi, May. Itu
Mm-mm.
kan
Okay.
uncommon vocabulary ya.
Mm-mm.
Dan itu advanced words, Mei. Sebenarnya ini sangat strategik. Apa-apa dibawa ke bidang kita sehingga vocabulary yang kita keluarkan udah familiar di kita dan itu sangat advance. Contoh kalau di bidangku, aku pasti bawa kurikulum, pedagogi, English for special needs segala macam. Tapi tadi tidak keluar terminologi farmasinya. Padahal itu bisa dikeluarkan untuk mewakili C2, C1 vocabulary. Thank you so much, May. Do you have any questions?
Jadi kalau yang part 3 tadi yang soal nomor 1 itu harusnya jangan terlalu panjang ya?
Exactly. Karena itu sebenarnya cuma small talk bridging aja sebenarnya untuk ke general questions.
Terus berarti pertanyaan selanjutnya, apakah kita harus selalu menyebutkan kita agree dan disagree itu loh? Yang saya bingungnya.
You can be half stance. Jadi talking about stances, your question is about stances, right? Or our standing point. Stance adalah standing point atau position kita. You don't need to agree. You don't need to always agree or disagree completely. You can partially agree or you can partially disagree. Or I call it half stance, di tengah-tengah. For example, do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel? I don't think so. I do believe that modern travel brings more good than harm. Although there are several drawbacks, such as the expensive costs from the modern traveling in terms of airplane and accommodation nowadays, but beyond those things, I strongly argue that modern travel benefits us in terms of, in a way that we can expand our horizons and expand our networking and blah, blah, blah. So you don't need to agree or disagree. You can go half stance or partially agree or disagree. Any more questions?
Okay.
If you don't have any more questions, please do your homework, May. Walaupun part 1-nya udah sedikit aman, udah lumayan aman. Sorry. Part 2-nya masih perlu, dan part 3-nya tentang structures. You don't have any problems or struggles with ideas. You're only lacking of structures, oral method, and cue card storytelling and speeches skills.
Okay.
I cannot wait to see your improvement tomorrow morning, May. Have a good day. Bye-bye. You may leave the room.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I thought it's supposed to be Gira, no?
Wait a minute. I think it's supposed to be me.
Okay, no worries. Good afternoon, Nisa.
Good afternoon. Hi, dear.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. How are you feeling today?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking me back. Welcome to the IELTS speaking simulation. My full name is Haidir Algigafa Farida. You may call me by my first name, just Haidir. And today I'm going to be your examiner for today's first and initial post test. Without further ado, would you please let me know your full name?
My name is Hairunisa. You can call me Nisa.
Okay, Nisa. Let's begin our first part by talking about home. Do you live in a house or a flat?
Actually, I live in a land house. So, my hometown is actually in South Kalimantan, but currently I'm working in South Jakarta. So I rent a house in one of in the South Jakarta.
Okay. And which one is your favorite room in that new house?
Actually, if you rent a house, you just only get one room. So I don't have any favorite room since there is only one room.
Okay. Can you describe it a little bit more? How does your that room look like?
So this room is quite big, and there is a bathroom. This bathroom is also has also function as a toilet. So in this room I can do everything like studying, sleeping, or whatever it is.
If you could improve one thing in your house, what would it be?
I think I would buy organizer or like a box or something so that I can put a lot of stuffs in this box. So my room will be neat and spacious.
Mhm. Now, let's move on to talk about films. Do you enjoy watching films?
Actually, film is my cup of tea. I really like watching films, especially drama, Korean dramas. So it's like almost every day I make time for watching Korean dramas.
Why do you like Korean dramas so badly?
Because Korean dramas for me teach a lot of things. It doesn't only entertain us, but also every Korean dramas teach us valuable lessons. So it's not like other films.
Mhm. Did you watch much TV as a child?
I do think so because when I was a child, the entertainment life is only TV or playing with friends. So if uh if I cannot play with my friends, then I will watch TV as the entertainment.
Mhm. And are foreign language films popular in your country?
Can you repeat it? I cannot hear it.
Sure. I said, are foreign language films popular in your country?
Mm, I believe so because Indonesia has a lot of friendly language films and other for other films like non-friendly language films. I think is the quantity is not really big.
Mhm. That is the end of our first part. Now let's proceed to the second part. And in this part two, I am going to give you a topic to talk about. Since this is a simulation, so please prepare your own paper and a pencil or a pen. You will have 1 minute to make notes, and then you will need to speak for about 2 minutes. I'm going to share my screen, my slide showing you your topic and 4 questions. Can you see my slide already?
Yes, but wait a minute. I have to find a paper.
Okay, sure.
I already found a paper.
Okay. I want you to describe a holiday you recently had. You should say where you went, who you went with, what you did there, and why you enjoyed it. Please start making notes for about 1 minute, and I'll let you know when it's time to begin talking. All right, time is up. Please stop writing now. You have 2 minutes to speak about the topic and answer all the questions provided. Nisa, you may start speaking now.
The last vacation that I had was actually to Yogyakarta. So I'm not a type of person who has more time for vacation. So I do vacation like once in a blue moon. The last vacation that I had to Yogyakarta that I had was to Yogyakarta. I went there with my colleagues. So most of us are not Japanese people. That's why we want to go to a tourism place or a city in which we have never gone there before. That's why we decided to go to Yogyakarta at that time. We went there in order to just visiting tourism places. We went to a lot of tourism places like Borobudur Temple, and then Mangunan's Park, and also we bought a lot of souvenirs which represents Yogyakarta. Yogyakarta, which represents Yogyakarta. I really like going there at that time. I also enjoyed my time very much because when I went to Mangunan's Park, the view was really breathtaking. So we went there really we went there in the early morning. Even at that time, the sun has not risen. So we watched when the sun just rose until the view is quite clear. So I think the view
All right,
is really
Hamza,
breathtaking.
thank you so much for your story. Now, let's move on to the final part, which is none other than part 3. In the third part, I would like to talk more about holidays and traveling. But before that, if you had a chance to travel anywhere, where would you go?
Actually, next year I plan to go to Hong Kong, but unfortunately, the allocation of money that I should use for going there I should use it for like preparation of scholarship. So I cancel for going there.
Okay, I'm really sorry for to hear that. Right. Next question, Nisa. Why do you think some people like to travel alone?
Maybe because they want to have time for themselves. They want to reflect what's going on in their life. They want to enjoy the vacation for themselves only without thinking other people. I believe that's the main reason why people love traveling alone.
Mhm. Do you think travel has changed much over the last few decades?
I don't think so, because nowadays it's like holiday is such a trend. So people is like having a competition for traveling as much as they can instead of traveling when they really want it.
How does travel change people, you think?
For me, it's actually the experience that you get when you travel. You meet new people, you know new cultures, and maybe you experience something that you never experienced in your hometown. So those a lot of new things can change a person, I believe.
What kind of changes do you mean?
Um, I think it's a change of mind or thought. Before maybe sorry, my laptop is wants to shut off. I will find my charger first.
Sure, take your time. All right, Nisa. We've come to the final question. Please be unmuted. Last but not least, I want to know, do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
Modern travels.
Yes. Do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
Can you repeat it again? I cannot hear it. Sorry.
Sure. I said, do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
I do think so. If I believe that a lot everything has advantages and disadvantages. It also works for modern travels. Because in modern travels, I believe traveling isn't something like a trend. So people just do it like as a competition instead of doing it for the sake of entertainment or enjoying themselves. Moreover, modern travels provides a lot of conveniences. For instance, there are many uh, tour agents out there which provide itinerary and other convenience things. So it makes people less eager to find out what can actually they get or to where they should go. So it just makes them more like lazier or just don't do enough research before they go to somewhere.
Thank you so much for your answers. Nisa, you'll find your feedback on our Google Classroom. I'll see you again tomorrow morning for the final simulation. Yes, bye-bye. Have a good day. You may leave the room.
Okay.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
How are you feeling today?
I'm great.
Alhamdulillah.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome to the IELTS speaking simulation. My name is Haidir Algigafa Farida. You may call me by my first name, Haidir. And today I'm going to be your examiner for today's first or initial post test.
Yeah.
First thing first, would you please let me know your full name and what can I call you?
Hello, my name is Girah Arabatin. You can call me Girah or maybe Ara.
Okay, Gira.
Mm.
Let's open and begin our first part by talking about home. Do you live in a house or a flat?
I live in my house and I live in my house with my brother.
And which one is your favorite room in that house?
My favorite room is my bedroom because it feels like the most comfortable place for me.
Can you describe it a little bit more? How does it look like?
My room is not very small, but it's not big. It has one bed and one drawers and one table. It has all that I need.
If you could improve one thing in your house, what would it be?
My house is already perfect, but if I have to choose one more thing to improve my house, that would be a very large park place.
All right. Now let's talk about films. You enjoy watching films?
Yes, I like watching films. I do watching films most of the time.
What kinds of films do you like most?
I don't really like one particular genre of films. I like most of the genres.
Did you watch much TV as a child?
Yes, watching a TV is my family's hobby.
All right. And are foreign language films popular in your country?
What kind of films? Sorry.
Foreign language films.
Oh, foreign language films. I'm sorry, I didn't get your questions.
Sure, I'm gonna repeat it again. Are foreign language films popular in your country?
Oh, yeah, it is very popular in my country. And a foreign film such as an English speak films is very popular in my country.
Mhm. All right, that is the end of our first part. Now let's move on to the second part. In
Yeah.
part two, I'm going to give you a topic to talk about. Since this is a simulation, so please prepare your own a piece of paper and a pencil open. You will have 1 minute to make notes, and then you will need to speak for about 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah.
Showing you a topic and 4 questions. Can you see my slide already?
I'm sorry because I'm using a phone, so the screen is a little bit smaller.
Okay.
I'm sorry. How much longer did I have time to write?
1 minute.
1 minute.
Can you see the cue card now? This one.
Yeah, a holiday.
Yes, I want you to describe a holiday you recently had. You should say where you went, who you went with, what you did there, and why you enjoyed it. You have 1 minute to take notes. Start from now. Please start making notes for about 1 minute, and I'll let you know when it's time to begin talking. Time is up. Please stop writing now. Gira, you have 2 minutes to speak about the topic and answer all the questions for 5 days. You may start speaking now.
So a holiday, actually, I didn't get any holiday recently, but I can tell you one of the most memorable holiday that already spent a few years back. So the holiday is when I am in college. We went to Medan, specifically Brastagi, if I not mistaken. Uh, so we went to amusement park with my family and relatives, and it has a lot of attractions in there and a really good view. I really love spending my time in a place such as mountains. So Brastagi is in a mountains, and it has that amusement park. So it was my first time to go to amusement park, and I really love it because I went there with my family and relatives. I really love spending my time with my family and my relatives, also with my friends. And when I spend my time with my family and in a place which I really love in the mountains, so it's kind of a blast to me. So it's kind of very unforgettable memories that I get. So if I could turn back time, I will I would go to that amusement park again with my family and my relatives and friends. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good story. The time is just in time.
Okay.
All right. Now you cannot see my slide anymore, can you?
Yeah. Okay.
You cannot, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is the end of our second part. Now let's proceed to the final part, which is none other than part 3. In the third part, I would like to talk more about holidays and traveling.
Mhm.
First thing first, if you had a chance to travel anywhere, where would you go?
If I had the chance, I would go to another country beside my home country, such as Japan or Korea or maybe Australia. And if I had like the money, the time, and the opportunity, first I would go to Japan because I am an anime fan. So that would be perfect if I go there and experience the cultures, like the people, or maybe speak the language.
Why?
And yeah,
And what?
and I would like to go to Australia too because I have friends in there. She's one of my closest friends, and I really miss her. And if I had, the chance, that would be very special for me if I can go there.
Big amen for you. Hopefully one day. Yes.
I mean,
Next,
yes,
why do you think some people like to travel alone?
travel. I think what's the most interesting part from traveling is the experience. Because when you travel, you get to experience new things, new cultures, and it will be different in every different places. So in experience, you can't buy experience just you have to experience. You have to be there to feel the vibe, feel the environment.
Mhm.
So I think that was the most interesting part from traveling.
Do you think travel has changed much over the last few decades?
Yeah, I suppose so because in the past, we can it doesn't have so much you know, the tools. Like in nowadays we have some like trains, cars, it's more advanced, and you can go faster using any other transportations. So in the past we don't have any plane, so now we have planes. Now we can go much more far from we used to, like in the past.
How does travel change people, you think?
Thing. Yeah, because I talk about experience. I guess experience affects people on how they view uh such a certain things. Because for example, if my country being a polite is like bare necessities for people in here, but when you go to Japan or Korea, people doesn't really uh friendly in there. So I guess because you travel from, for example, you travel to Korea, so you get to know like the cultures is different, and that's how people change. It's not always the same in every places that you visit.
Mhm. Last but not least, do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
I'm sorry, disadvantages for?
To modern travel?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you well.
Sure, I'm just gonna repeat one more time. Do you think there are any disadvantages to modern travel?
To modern travel.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Any disadvantages? Uh Maybe there is some, but I think it's not it's much more convenient. It's much more have advantages than disadvantages. If I could say one disadvantages, maybe uh, the time, but it could be one of the advantages. But because in the past we have so much time when, for example, when you are using a transportation such as car, you can't really talk with people beside you, even though you're not really know them, or yeah. But now, because the transportation is more advanced, the time that you spend in that transportation may be only a little, so the chance that you get to know another people that you don't know is a little. So yeah, I
Okay.
guess that one of the disadvantages.
Thank you so much for your answers, Gira. Since our time is up, due to the limited time, your
Yeah.
feedback will be available on our Google Classroom. But please watch the three videos that I already shared with you on the Google Classroom. There are
Yeah.
3 videos there. Please watch all of them. I know it's a bit too long, but it's gonna be helpful and advantageous for your improvement. Because tomorrow you're gonna have the final simulation. All right. I'll see
Mm.
you again tomorrow morning. Bye bye for now.
Can I ask one question?
Cool.
So tomorrow is the final simulations. Uh, is it the same like this one?
Yes, but a different topic.
Oh, a different topic, but the same.
But
And you will be give my score.
yes,
Oh.
your your predicted scores, bench scores, and feedback will be available on our Google Classroom afterwards.
Okay. Thank you then.
Any more questions?
No. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Bye. Have a good day too. Kamsalam.